Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're digging into something crucial but often ignored until, well, it's a big problem. Deck waterproofing. You know, that great outdoor space you love. Your deck, it's constantly battling the elements, especially water. We've been looking at some really insightful material, specifically from an article, Deck Waterproofing RainCity Decks. It sheds a lot of light on protecting these outdoor investments. So our mission today, unpack why waterproofing isn't just a repair job, but actually a critical investment. We'll explore modern materials, warning signs, and what it all means for your home's value and, how long your deck lasts.
Absolutely. And what's really striking is how often this silent enemy water is underestimated. People see the surface, but not what's happening underneath. So when we talk about waterproofing, it's not just like a quick seal. It's about creating a really robust barrier. This deep dive, I think, will help clarify not just what goes wrong, but why being proactive is so important for keeping decks safe and looking good for years.
Okay, let's get into it then. The material we looked at makes a strong case for waterproofing being essential, especially in wetter climates. But, beyond just keeping the rain off, what are the deeper problems it prevents? What's the real risk of ignoring it?
That's a really key question, because the damage isn't just surface level. What's kind of scary is how a tiny crack, something you might barely notice, can lead to, well, potentially thousands in structural repairs pretty quickly. It's not the crack itself necessarily, but the rot it allows to start deep inside, in support beams, posts, even where the deck attaches to your house. Water gets in, causes wood rot, mold. It basically destroys the deck from the inside out. Constant wetting and drying makes wood swell, warp, crack. It compromises the whole structure's safety. So waterproofing is fundamentally about stopping that slow, silent decay and keeping things safe.
Right. So it's protection, sure, but it also sounds like, well, peace of mind. And maybe less work every year. Is that where people kind of misjudge the cost versus benefit?
It's exactly that. It's about shifting from, reacting to damage to actually just enjoying the space. People often think deck care is this endless cycle stain, seal, fix this, fix that. But modern waterproofing, the good stuff, it offers really low maintenance protection. You can use your deck year-round without that constant worry. The miscalculation. Often comparing the upfront cost of a quality system to just the price of cheap wood or a basic sealant right now. They don't factor in the lifetime costs, the yearly upkeep, the faster wear and tear, and eventually that big repair bill or full replacement that could have been avoided.
Okay, and that brings us to the interesting part, the modern solutions. Our deep dive highlights things like vinyl decking and Duradek. These sound like next-level stuff. What makes them the go-to options, especially when the weather's tough?
Yeah, they really are game changers. Let's talk about vinyl decking first. Its key properties. It's genuinely 100% waterproof, not just resistant, but fully waterproof. And it's also got high UV resistance, which is huge. Sun breaks down materials too, right? So it handles rain, snow, sun without failing. Maintenance is, well, incredibly simple. Just basic cleaning. No need for yearly sealing or staining, ever. That's a massive plus for most people. Durability-wise, it won't crack or warp or rot like wood can. It's engineered specifically for wet conditions, so no peeling or bubbling. And practically speaking, it's slip-resistant, which is great for safety, especially with kids around. Aesthetically, you get a clean, modern look with lots of color and texture choices too. Fits almost any style.
That sounds pretty ideal, but does that high performance mean a really steep upfront cost compared to, say, building a standard wood deck?
It's definitely an investment, yes. The initial outlay for premium vinyl decking might be more than your basic pressure-treated wood. But, and this is the key, you have to look at the total cost of ownership. When you factor in zero annual sealing, no rot repairs, no need to replace it prematurely, it often works out cheaper in the long run, significantly so. But one really critical point, professional installation. It has to be done right by certified installers to get that seamless watertight finish and make sure the warranty is actually valid. You can't really DIY this stuff properly.
Okay, so professional install is key for vinyl. What about Duradek then? You mentioned that too. How does it differ, or what's its specific advantage?
Duradek is, it's a specific brand, a premium vinyl membrane system. It's designed explicitly for waterproofing decks, balconies, even rooftop areas. The core benefits are similar, totally waterproof, no painting or sealing needed, slip-resistant, lots of style options, very high-end look and feel. But the main difference, and it's crucial, is the installation. Duradek is a proprietary system. Only authorized Duradek contractors can install it to ensure it meets their specs and carries the warranty.
Ah, so you can't just get any contractor to put it down.
Exactly. These authorized teams have specific training and years of experience just with Duradek systems. It guarantees that the installation matches the quality of the product itself. That's vital for something you're relying on to protect your structure for decades.
Right, that makes sense. Now, lots of us aren't building new decks. We've got existing ones, maybe older ones that are, looking a bit tired. Gray wood, maybe a wobbly railing. It can feel like you're just waiting for the day you have to replace the whole thing.
Yeah.
Is waterproofing still an option then, or is it usually too late?
That's a really common worry. But actually, this is where modern waterproofing can be fantastic. It's not always about a full replacement. Waterproofing can genuinely revive older structures. It can significantly extend their lifespan by sealing up those vulnerable spots and stopping any further decay in its tracks. Think of it like giving the deck a brand new, tough, protective layer. For older decks, the benefits are huge. It stops water getting into that aging wood or composite material. It can add years, maybe even, 10 years or more of safe use without a total rebuild. Plus, it helps stop mold, makes the surface safer by reducing slipperiness, and honestly, it can make an old deck look brand new again, boosting curb appeal. And of course, it's usually way cheaper than tearing down and starting over.
It's actually great news. So even if a deck has some minor cracks or the finish is faded or it just looks generally worn out, these modern materials could give it a second life.
Precisely. Materials like these vinyl membranes, the waterproof layer that often goes under the visible vinyl surface, are really versatile. They can be applied over existing structures, provided the underlying frame is still sound. They create this seamless, watertight barrier that protects what's underneath. The key, though, is always proper assessment. You need an expert contractor to really evaluate the old deck. They can tell you if the structure is solid enough for just waterproofing, if it needs some reinforcement first, or if, okay, maybe this one does need a full rebuild. They'll guide you to the most sensible, cost-effective solution.
Okay, so assessment is key. If we're listening now, maybe looking at our own deck, what are those early warning signs? Little things that hint trouble is brewing before it gets really bad and expensive. And related to that, the sources really hammered home the importance of expert contractors. Why is that so critical? Why not just hire a general handyman for this?
Spotting those signs early is so important. Don't wait until it's obvious. Look for things like boards that feel loose or kind of soft and spongy when you walk on them. That's a big red flag for rot underneath. Also, watch for water pooling on the deck after rain, any persistent dark stains, paint, or sealant that's clearly peeling or failing, and definitely any visible mold or mildew growth, that green or black stuff. The moment you see things like that, it's time to investigate. Addressing it early, when it might just be a small repair or resealing job, is always cheaper than letting it spread into a major structural issue. Fixing it promptly restores safety, looks better, protects your property value, and keeps any existing warranties valid too. And this really leads right into why you need specialists. It might seem straightforward, lay down a sheet, seal the edges right, but the consequences of getting it wrong, they're significant. It's not just a cosmetic issue. It affects the safety and longevity of the whole structure.
Absolutely. So what specific things do these expert contractors bring to the table? What should people look for when choosing someone for this kind of work?
Well, it really boils down to specialized knowledge and, frankly, experience. Reputable deck waterproofing teams often have, 20, 30 years plus of specific hands-on experience. They've seen it all. They don't just install. They understand functional design for drainage. They know which materials work best for the local climate, like Vancouver's rain, for example. And they know the building codes inside out. A good company offers comprehensive service, detailed inspections, clear explanations, transparent pricing, and a tailored plan. They manage the whole process. Plus, look for certifications like being certified Duradek or vinyl installers. That proves they have specific training. The risk with general contractors or less experienced crews, they might cut corners to save time or cost. Improper slopes, poor flashing details, using the wrong sealants. These lead to leaks, uneven surfaces, and ultimately costly failures down the road. Choosing an experienced, reputable, certified team is absolutely critical for a job that lasts. It's about peace of mind, really.
Okay, we've covered the why, the what with materials like vinyl and Duradek, and the who with expert contractors. But with different good options, how does someone actually choose the best material for their situation? It sounds like it varies. And looking bigger picture, what's the real long-term value we get from investing in proper deck waterproofing?
You're spot on. There isn't one single best material for everyone. The right choice really depends on, your budget, the look you want, and maybe how much or how little maintenance you're willing to do. Our sources highlighted a few types. Composites like Trex are often praised for being eco-friendly, durable, low maintenance. They often use hidden fasteners for a clean look and can last 25 plus years. Then you have vinyl, which we talked about, total moisture protection, great for wet climates, super easy to clean, no sealing needed. And Duradek has that premium vinyl option, offering top-tier slip resistance, great style, and basically zero upkeep worries. The good news is that there are modern waterproof solutions for almost any surface. Wood decks, concrete balconies, fiberglass, even those tricky rooftop decks or multi-level ones needing careful drainage. This is where that expert consultation comes in again. A pro will assess your actual deck, walk you through the pros and cons of each suitable material for your specific needs, and help you make a choice that fits your vision and your budget.
Right. So practically speaking, what does this mean for our homes? For the bottom line, the long-term value.
The long-term value is really significant. It's a smart investment in your property. First off, longevity. A properly waterproof deck using quality materials like vinyl or Duradek can easily last 20 years, maybe more, with very minimal upkeep. They resist moisture, UV rays, everyday wear and tear. Your deck stays usable and beautiful for decades. Second, home value. A safe, attractive, low-maintenance deck is a definite plus for potential buyers. It adds real tangible value to your home. And third, cost savings over time. By protecting the structure from rot, mold, and UV damage, you basically eliminate those recurring, often expensive repair cycles. You avoid the big bills. You get a solid, worry-free outdoor space that you can just enjoy for years and years. It's like insurance for your outdoor living.
This has been incredibly illuminating. We've definitely uncovered why waterproofing is so much more than just a surface treatment. It's essential protection against costly hidden damage. We've looked at the impressive qualities of modern materials like vinyl and Duradek, how they can even revive older decks, and underscored why expert installation is absolutely non-negotiable for getting results that last.
Exactly. And if you step back and look at the bigger picture, it's really about shifting your approach, moving from just reacting when something breaks to proactively protecting and enhancing your home. It's truly an investment in your own comfort, your family's safety, and the long-term financial health of your property. It lets you genuinely relax and enjoy those outdoor spaces for decades.
So as you look at your own deck or balcony this week, maybe the question isn't just, when should I waterproof this space? But perhaps broaden it out. What other parts of my home might be silently vulnerable to the weather? And how could smart, proactive steps using the right expertise save me major headaches and protect my biggest investment down the road? Something to think about until our next deep dive. Thanks for joining us.